Tragedy in Vegas. An update on the situation in one former Razorbacks close call.
How often do you carry your ID? Learn more about why you should always keep identification handy.
Considering adopting a pet? Tonight I'll tell you why one local shelter is encouraging people to adopt instead of shop. UATV starts right now.
Welcome to UATV News at 7. I'm Andrew Epperson.
And I'm Destiny Washington. Thank you for joining us. Americans continue to mourn those who lost their lives after the deadliest shooting in U.S. history took place in Las Vegas Sunday night. At least 59 people are dead and 520 are injured after 64-year-old Stephen Paddock opened fire from his hotel room. Police have found 23 firearms, including one handgun in his hotel room, and stated Paddock used multiple rifles during the attack.
Sandy Morris, a former Razorback pole vaulter and Olympic medalist, attended a show in Vegas at the time of the shooting. Morris then took to Twitter to describe her point of view.
This was probably one of the scariest things I've ever experienced in my life, if not the scariest.
Morris also says security and police at the event kept her and other audience members in lockdown for 5 hours during the shooting.
After the recent events in Las Vegas, the University of Arkansas wants to help students. CAPS offers students advice on how to cope in the aftermath of a shooting. A few steps to coping are talking about what you feel, strive for balance by thinking of positives, taking care of yourself by eating well, and helping others by volunteering for your community.
Check your pocket. Do you have your ID on you right now? Maybe you're sitting at home and don't have it handy, but Savannah Skidmore is live to tell us why you should always grab some form of identification before leaving your house.
That's right, Andrew. According to the Arkansas Crime Information Center, 105 unidentified persons were reported just last month in the state of Arkansas. Becoming one of those unfortunate people is easily preventable by simply carrying your ID card. Do you have your ID with you?
I do, yes.
Can I see it?
Yeah. I usually just keep it on the back of my phone.
If you ever find yourself in the event of an accident, a medical emergency, or simply need the assistance of a stranger, having an ID on you could save your life. Alexandria Mejia knows this well after her mom was in an accident.
She crashed and kind of like knocked out, and she actually ended up in someone's yard, and so that person came out and she keeps her ID like in her console, and that's where they found her ID and contacted my grandma for her.
Ryan Syed says he feels that it is especially important for him to carry his ID.
As like a minority and like a naturalized immigrant, like I also feel the need to have it just so like in case anyone is suspicious, you know, they can see I'm legit, and it just gives you an overall sense of security, like this is who I am.
UAPD's Gary Crane says identifying someone without identification is not an easy task.
If the person is severely injured and can't speak, that might require fingerprinting or DNA or something that could take several days to identify them.
UAPD says that even if you don't have a government-issued identification, your university ID, which is issued to every student here at the campus card office, can oftentimes serve as a substitute.
The identification card lets authorities or first responders know who they are, and that way perhaps they can contact someone who could be of assistance for them.
Who knows? I mean, if you got hurt or something, an accident, you know, you always want to have some kind of identification on you.
You may have also noticed that UAPD officers at entrances for Greek parties and other campus events. They say they do this to keep students safe. Back to you guys at the desk.
Good info, Savannah. If you aren't a licensed driver, you can visit your local DMV to apply for an identification card.
Annual National Depression Screening Day happens tomorrow. Pat Walker Health Center's CAPS program offers students free screenings for depression and other mood disorders to honor the National Day. National Depression Screening Day is dedicated to raising awareness and screening people for depression and anxiety disorders. The free screenings can be found in the Arkansas Union Connections Lounge from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Well, some much-needed rain came into town today.
It did. Let's send it over to UATV's Haley Maxwell to see if the cooler weather and rain is here to stay.
That's right, guys. Some much-needed rain did come in today. but unfortunately it is here to stay. We're going to have possible rain and showers all day tomorrow with a high of 74, low of 62, and the rest of the week is going to be pretty consistent with mostly cloudy. On Thursday we're going to have 81, low of 62. Friday, 83, low of 61. Saturday, high of 77, low of 59. And Sunday, high of 83, low of 61. Stay tuned for more weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
In Washington County, 2% of animals in shelters are put down. To lower this number, Fayetteville Animal Services are encouraging people to consider adoption. UATV's Austin Baker is live with how people who have chosen adoption are trying to spread the word.
This is Ranger, a 1-year-old rescue pup from around the area. Now, Fayetteville Animal Services is a shelter in the community that is taking in about 15 dogs, just like Ranger, each week. But the thing is, not all of them are going to find homes. If you own a dog, sounds like, or maybe, or even, may sound familiar to you. At Fayetteville Animal Services, the staff, along with these guys, do everything they can to inform the community why they should be adopting their pets as opposed to other ways.
The biggest advantage, of course, is, not so many homeless animals. You're saving them from being here for a long time.
The shelter says that by adopting an animal, you're not only saving the animal's life, but you're also saving a lot of money.
You're going out and paying thousands of dollars for, a real dog or a cat, and you could adopt one, for $60 and everything's included with it.
For these guys, their biggest hope is that more people will become aware of the benefits of adoption. I'm here with my new friend Maverick, who just told me that he's so excited that he got adopted just a few short months ago.
I've always been an advocate for adopting every single dog I've had in the past, so it's just kind of instilled in me to go out and adopt one versus shopping for one.
Maverick and his owner are advocates for doggy love at first sight. From the moment they saw each other, they both knew it was meant to be.
He sort of just ran up to me, and I just knew right away that he was meant to be mine.
For anyone looking to add another furry friend to the family, Fayetteville Animal Services would like to encourage you to consider adoption. The Fayetteville Animal Shelter is actively planning events around the community to get people to adopt their dogs and not shop for their dogs. Live on campus, Austin Baker, UATV News.
That's a good-looking dog there, Austin. Fayetteville Animal Services have pet adoption starting at $60, a price that includes everything you need to have a happy and healthy new pet.
The Fayetteville Public Library starts a $49.3 million renovation project. Library officials want the community's input on what they think the new building should look like and what they should have in it.
We'll have much more space in order to accommodate larger groups of people and larger audiences.
The architectural and design teams attend these meetings if you are interested. The next input session is in November, and you can check out the library's website and Facebook page for more details on upcoming sessions. The Pueblo, Mexico earthquake shakes University of Arkansas study abroad program. How students may be affected.
Catalonia continues to fight for independence. Learn how protests in Barcelona affect U of A students. Campus technology elevates to a new level. Find out how the university brings computer resources to students.
See how art here at Crystal Bridges is helping those with Alzheimer's in Northwest Arkansas.
The gun laws in Arkansas have changed. Find out how next.
Welcome to UATV News. I'm Andrew Epperson.
And I'm Destiny Washington. Thank you for joining us. Earlier this month, the state's new concealed carry law got a revision. The new draft, which highlights additional training requirements, has been established by the Arkansas State Police Department. UATV's Austin Baker is live with what you need to know about the updated law. All right.
In the state of Arkansas, people such as Jonesboro native Clayton Bridger love their guns.
I believe I can still carry on campus could help the lives of more people.
Growing up in a family who hunted every weekend, Bridger was always around guns. He says that when it comes to concealed carry on campus, it's something that is necessary with the recent mass shootings happening all around the United States.
I really feel like it's a safe method, like not really an alternative, but just like an additional method to like safety on campus.
In early October, the Arkansas State Police revised the concealed carry law that was already in place. It's called Enhanced Carry, and it will upgrade the basic concealed carry license. It will require an additional 8 hours of training as well as an accuracy test that permit holders must receive a score of 70% on to pass. The Arkansas State Police Department says permit holders will also train for handling mass shootings. While some people are for the new campus carry laws, others are not. University of Arkansas professor Dr. William McComas says he doesn't see what the law is trying to solve.
It seems to be a solution for a problem that doesn't, in my mind, exist.
Dr. McComas says that his right to deny support for concealed carry on campus should mean something.
I think my right to feel safe in my environment supersedes anyone's right to carry a gun around.
For anyone to receive the enhanced permit, they must be 21 years of age, and if you're on campus, places like the residence halls, the athletic facility, and the Pat Walker Health Center are all places where you cannot have your weapon. Live on campus, Austin Baker, UATV News.
Glad we were able to get you, Austin. Thanks. The enhanced carry permit requirements will take effect at the beginning of next year.
The Fayetteville Police Department wants your help identifying a suspect after an armed robbery. The robbery occurred at Roadrunner gas station off North College Avenue. The suspect held the cashier at gunpoint demanding money. Fayetteville Police released these photos of the man. If you have any information about the suspect's whereabouts, contact Detective Allen using the number on your screen.
Calling 911 may be difficult for residents on the east side of Fayetteville. Residents who live off Huntsville Road do not have landline service as of right now. This fiber cut may also affect residents on South Cunningham Lane. While AT&T works on a solution, Fayetteville PD suggests to use a cell phone in case of emergency. Well, it sure was cold outside today.
That sure was. Let's send on over to Haley Maxwell with your UATV weather report.
That's right, guys. It sure was cold today, and unfortunately, that's going to continue into tomorrow. And yes, it was rainy today. Also continue into tomorrow. We're going to have a high of 50 degrees and a low of 37 with fog and rain. So a continuation of the beginning of the week. On Thursday, we're going to heat up a little bit with the sunshine, thankfully, with a high of 57 degrees and a low of 34, coming dangerously close to those freezing temperatures. On Friday, we get even a little bit hotter with a high of 59 and a low of 36 with some clouds, and that is pretty consistent with Saturday's temperature, a high of 58 and a low of 39. And then leading into Sunday, we're actually going to have the hottest temperatures of the week, but unfortunately it's going to be cloudy, so it won't actually feel as great as 60 degrees. We're going to have a low of 43 and expect that to be a day you need a jacket because it's not actually going to feel 60 degrees. So overall through the week, we're going to heat up towards the weekend, which is always promising. If you're heading to LSU this weekend, you're going to have a pretty nice temperatures outside. And that's all I have for your weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Haley. One local cemetery brings Fayetteville's old leaders to life through a fundraiser. During the event called History Comes to Life, the life story of each civic leader buried in the Evergreen Cemetery will be portrayed to the audience. This provides funding for maintenance and improvements to the cemetery. The historic space rests the second former governor of Arkansas, Archibald Yeld, 4 members of Congress, and several former presidents.
The Alzheimer's Association predicts that there will be a 21% increase in people with Alzheimer's in the state of Arkansas by 2025. But a local museum tries to combat this disease in a creative way. Delaney Majors is live with more on the program.
Thank you, Destiny. I went to Crystal Bridges and talked with one of the participants. He said him and his partner were a little worried about jumping right into an Alzheimer's support program, but that this specific program was the best way for them to ease into it.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you today.
Once every 2 weeks, Crystal Bridges and the Alzheimer's Association team up to host Creative Connections.
We exercise our brains in a way that we don't otherwise by studying the art.
The program not only gives those with a diagnosis and their caregiver a chance to experience world-renowned art, but to also create their own. Mark Linkus says he will never forget the first time he was passed a canvas.
I thought it would just be for the one with the diagnosis, and finally I ended up with one in my hand, and I thought, uh-oh, I'm stuck.
But the creation of art, whether it be a painting, music,
back in the middle,
or a new way of thinking, can be therapeutic.
Research says that exercising the brain by looking at pieces of artwork like this and socialization are both benefits for people in programs like Creative Connections.
It's amazing the way that it affects people with dementia and also the caregiver. It's something for them to do together. It's fun.
Linkus hasn't perfected art since that first canvas.
I haven't had anyone calling to purchase any of my works yet. So.
But sometimes it's about the journey.
We've had fun just enjoying each other's art, or the lack thereof.
Very nice, everybody.
The journey continues for Alzheimer's as the National Association aims to have a cure by 2025. Live for UATV, I'm Delaney Majors.
Thank you, Delaney. If you would like to help with the Alzheimer's Association here in NWA, you can volunteer or walk in the annual Alzheimer's Walk next fall. Tomorrow, the Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences hosts the annual Center for Ethics and Journalism Forum. The event, called Forget Fake, How to Get to Real News, will take place tomorrow in the Donald W. Reynolds Center from 6 to 7:30 at night. The event will include journalists such as Washington Post media writer Paul Ferree, CNN Standards and Practices Executives Director Stephen Holmes, and others. Admission is free to the public and refreshments will be provided.
In today's academic environment, some students want mobility. IT services want to help. An innovative pilot program called Remote Lab allows students to access computer lab resources anytime, anywhere, and on any device. The U of A says students will benefit from this new program.
So the performance is better, they use less energy, and we just have a cost savings at the university.
With Remote Lab, a student can run any application virtually without ever going to the computer lab or downloading the software. This new freedom frees students from traditional laptops and desktops to run powerful apps. Tragedy takes place during a church service in Texas. Find out more about the gunman's past.
Some iPhone users show frustration over the latest glitch. Learn how some students feel over the issue.